Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? It's raining cats and dogs outside. I flew Chester. You thought it was a cat. There's no cat out there. I said it's raining cats and dogs, and this fool ran up to the door. Where? Where the cats at? My poor puppy. Anyway, I'm stuck inside, so we'll move from here. I'm bored. So, figure out something to do. I don't bake. I just don't like the science involved in baking because there's precise measurements, and I tend to cook with a feeling. I don't have recipes and stuff like that, so that's why I kind of I tend to stay away from baking. I will make the occasional box cake. Duncan Hines is my friend when it comes to baking. I'll make some brownies, some ice cream. I'm cool with that. Toll House cookies and all of that. I'm cool with that. But one thing, I don't like to waste food. I don't like to waste nothing. I mean, I like to find ways to use things and repurpose them. You know what I'm saying? That way, at least I feel better about buying stuff and not wasting it when I do buy. Excuse my mess up there. This is I'm gonna tell you about this one day, right up here. This is like herbs, thyme and rosemary and stuff like that in various stages of dry. It's not just the other chef Ramsay has some messy stuff on top of his fridge up there. I know some of you looking and some of you judging. Don't judge. Not good. Anyway, back to the story. I get sidetracked. Don't worry about me. Just gonna get that out the picture. So, because I don't like to waste, I had some bread. Actually, hold on one second. So I had this bread. This bread being some hot dog buns and hamburger buns left over from a barbecue that we had. In order not to waste them, I froze them. Then they were taking up too much space in the freezer, so it was like, I got to do something with these buns because I don't want to throw them away. It's a lot. As you saw, it's a lot. So I've been wanting for a while to make bread pudding. Never made it before, and I absolutely adore bread pudding. So, being that every recipe calls for like day-old bread or stale bread, I got mad bread, even though it's in the form of a bun. It's just a form of bread. Got mad bread. It is over a day old, but what I'm gonna do is to get it to that staley consistency in order to make it soak up the what you call it, the liquid or the custard. Just I'm gonna toast these in the oven, get them to that stale bread state, and then we're gonna be cooking in Brooklyn. We're gonna be baking. We're making bread pudding. I had to run out to the store to go grab a couple things, ingredients, as it were. And I checked the bread a little while ago. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, so I pumped the volume up a little bit. So I think we're about ready now. I'm not gonna waste any more time. Plus, I want this to cool down after it comes out, so I can handle it and stuff like that. So we've got our one huge tray right here. Let's set that out. And the half-size sheet is right here. So what we're gonna do is give these a few minutes to air out and let them cool down, then we're gonna start handling. All right, back. And we're back. So I got this stuff all cooled off now. It's cool to the touch, and I believe, the consistency I'm looking for. It's not very moist in the center anymore. It's dried out. But you guys probably can't hear the crispiness of it, but I figured that this is the consistency of day-old, 2-day-old, or stale bread, right? So we approximated that by putting them in the oven and drying them out. So I'm just gonna cube these off roughly. You know what I'm saying? That's it. We got exactly by using a standard measure 1 ton of cubed bread. Yeah, I have fun when I'm doing this stuff. I'm an adult. Well, this ain't no omelet, but we're gonna be breaking some eggs. I saw a recipe that said 6 eggs. I'm sure they didn't have that much bread to work with. So, let me see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go with a dozen to start. My egg breaking technique is a little messy, but it's effective. Get to keep one hand clean. I don't like to do the tap on the edge of the bowl thing because you tend to push pieces of the shell inside. So I'll tap it on a flat surface and then I'm opening, just like using a lever. So I've got 3, 6, 9, and I'm gonna go for 12. I see a little piece of eggshell in there, and I'm gonna show you a trick. There's something else going on over there. Get your finger wet, right? And then you can fish it right out. If you've ever chased an eggshell around a bowl, you know that it drives you crazy because your finger is a different density when it's dry, and then the egg yolk is around your finger, so somehow when you wet them, bam, you can just run in, just get another little piece right here, and scoop it right out. That's it. And scoop it right out. So, I got my eggs. I'm gonna add, let me beat these up a little bit first, just so I can see that I got them all cracked up. So, I love this big bowl. It's like it was made for me. That looks good. So, I'm looking at that much eggs, and I'm gonna go with a cup of half and half. I was gonna go full heavy cream, but full heavy cream is like $8 for one of these. And I was like, this is an experiment. I'm not experimenting with my $8. So this was probably like half of the price and it was on sale. It was like 3 something. So I got 2 for less than the 1, right? Well, I don't know how much I needed, so I just, I was thinking about all this bread and I said, I'm gonna need a lot. So I just put in a cup for now. I'm looking at this, I think I need more, right? Think I need more? I think I need more. So I'm gonna put another cup in, liquid measure. Another cup, and that's a lot of milkiness. I'm gonna offset it. I'm gonna add another egg. It's balanced, because that bread is ready to soak all of this up. You know what I'm saying? So it's gotta be very fluid. And you can always, you can always adjust as you go along, put the stuff in, and find that it's too, it soaks it up too fast and it's kind of dry, and you can adjust. So I'm gonna put in about 3/4 of this cup of dry measure of sugar. It's a lot of bread, and bread pudding is supposed to be kind of sweet. I thought to myself, what else can I do to make this kind of rich and delicious? I got some ricotta. This is all coming from the mind of Minota. I looked at some recipes. I saw some things I like. I saw some things that I don't like. So I just decided, you know, I'm just gonna freestyle and see if I could just Frank Sinatra and do it my way. So this is a nice big chunk of ricotta. I would say that's about one of these cups of ricotta. I'm just gonna break that up. I'm combining it with the sugar and the eggs and the half and half. This is half cream, half milk. The best of both worlds. Right? The sad thing is, I don't know, you can't taste this because it's raw egg. I mean, I've drank a raw egg before, like Rocky style back in the days. But I don't know about tasting this raw egg batter to know if it tastes good. So I'm really praying to the bread pudding guys that this comes out great. All right, I'm gonna risk my life. I'm gonna just pass the spoon through this thing and kind of tasty. Needs a little bit more sugar. So I'm gonna add the other 1/4 cup that was missing. So that'll be a full cup of sugar. I'm just grabbing some cinnamon, some nutmeg, and a little vanilla. Classic flavors you might find in a bread pudding. This is cinnamon sugar. Wrong one. A little nutmeg. I'll go with like a 1/4 teaspoon or so. A little nutmeg. This is cinnamon sugar. Let me see if I can find cinnamon. Hiding all the way in the back. Go with another about 1/4 teaspoon. That looks good. Baking stuff always calls for vanilla. I know that. So I'm gonna go with the cap full. Cap full. I know too much vanilla makes stuff bitter. So cap full and a half full. Right? I don't want to make it bitter. So we got that. Don't nobody look at my messy cabinet. This is genius stuff going on in there. Messy genius stuff. I'm a stable genius. I'm a very stable genius. As you can see, I'm not very stable. So we're mixing up. Oh, it smells good now. That vanilla and that cinnamon. Yumbo. Okay, it's all mixed up. I'm ready to start adding bread. What about you? So we got our F-ton of bread, and I'm just gonna start spilling it in. Back up the dump truck and start loading. All right, oops. And judging by the amount of bread that's here and the amount of liquid, it's gonna start sucking it up real fast. Grab a spoon. And I'm just gonna start dunking. And let's see. Oh, it's swimming like cereal. Ooh, Saturday morning. Nope. That's trying to kill me. Okay, so I see how this is going. So it's gonna soak up a lot of this, but not all. So I could add more bread. And then what I'll do is, as it starts soaking it up, I can add some more. Smashing this down a little bit. You can't break bread. Break bread. Break bread! Dad humor is the best humor. Just don't fight it. Never fight it. Break bread. Okay, so I got more liquid so you can see. there's more liquid to be added, there's more liquid to be absorbed. So I'm gonna go for broke. I'm just gonna add all of this bread, all of the crumbs, all the proceeds. Just gonna get that down in there. I don't want to break this up too much. I kind of, you know, I tend to like things with texture. I don't like, let me qualify it. I'm not saying that I don't like, because traditional bread pudding, especially Jamaican bread pudding, I guess they grate the bread, and the bread is all the way down fine. So what you're having is much more of a pudding consistency. I like texture. I like to play with textures. So I like chunky things, little bites of bread to remind me that it is bread that I'm eating. It's weird, but some of the best bread puddings that I have had have been very reminiscent of bread. You know, you're reminded that you're eating bread the whole time, right? So I'm pushing all this down into the liquid so that it has a chance to absorb every ounce. And this is gonna set up like this in the custard for half an hour. I'm gonna clean up, and then I'm gonna come back in a strong half an hour, and then we're gonna get this baby on to the next step. Hey y'all, okay. It's been half an hour at least. My bread buns have set into the custard very well. This is firmed up really nicely. It's loose. Has a nice consistency to it, right? Kind of spongy, wet spongy, right? And I try not to break up the bread too much because, like I said, I like texture, right? So I've got 2 pans. I think I got enough to spread between 2 pans. And the first thing I'm going to do is butter the pans. You got to grease them, you got to butter them. So I'm just going to put some butter down and use my trusty silicone brush and just butter it up. And we got one last added. I adore bread pudding, and on the other hand, I don't really like raisins when they're cooked. So I decided to go raisinless with this bread pudding. I don't really like dried fruits and stuff like that. Not my cup of tea. So I, of course, have to go a different route. What do I love? Chocolate. Chocolate. So what I'm gonna do is chocolate this up. I've got just some white chocolate chips, and I've got some actual chocolate, just some chunks. I didn't see chocolate chips when I went, but chocolate chunks is just as good, and actually even better because it's bigger, badder, chunkier, right? So I've got a gang of chocolate chips here. So what I'm gonna do, just toss it right in here by the handful. Oh, you already know it's coming next, right? Oh, chocolate bay. Right? Save some. I'll reserve some. Let me see how this mixes in, right? So I'm just gonna toss this right throughout. So you know you get a nice piece of hunk of chocolate with every morsel, with every bite. Nothing like chocolate to make something delicioso. I'll grab one more handful, and then I'm gonna save the rest to kind of sprinkle on the top. Maybe when it's done, maybe when it's close to done. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to totally melt out, right? So I've got chocolate and white chocolate distributed throughout this mix, and I'm just gonna start pouring out. So let's do about half, right? Let's do the other half. That's it. Nice. Let's do a little sprinkle on the top and see where that goes. A little sprinkle on the top, see where that goes. And one here. Don't that look good? So we're just gonna go in the oven at 350 until it's done. And when is bread pudding done? I'm used to meat. Pause. Whew. I'm used to cooking meat where I know I'm looking for a desired temperature. I just take out my thermometer, bam, I know if I wanted a medium well, or medium rare, whatever, I know the temperature. So how do we know when bread pudding is done? That is a good question. And I'm going to answer that in a little while. 1 hour. Anytime I don't know something, I go, that is a good question. Then I go look it up and come back. So the answer is an hour. I'm doing this by the seat of my pants. I'm not used to all this recipe business. So it's an hour. It's been an hour. I can smell this bread pudding. It's wafting throughout the house, and I really can't wait. So come with me. Holy moly. This is looking like something. Wait, can you see? Oh, look at that. It's all puffy. There's golden brown and delicious going on here. Okay, bread pudding has cooled down a little bit. It's not piping screaming hot. Gave me a little bit of time to run out to my local ice cream emporium because we are fresh out, and got a little accompaniment. Chocolate chip. Super. Now, I'm just gonna uncover one. I like the corner. Oh, it's not even sticking. That buttering actually worked. So I'm gonna get a nice little scoop. That looks nice. Yeah, I'm getting fancy. I got my little fancy dish. Yes, I do. Gonna get a little scoop of this chocolate chip ice cream. Pop it right on top. Little drizzle. Oh! Little caramel drizzle right there. The proof, as they say, is in the pudding. In this case, it's in the bread pudding. So let's give it a taste. Just jump right in. I got a chocolate chunk on top. And your boy did it. I'm not a baker, but I made some bread pudding. It's pretty good. I must say so myself. It's moist. On the top, the crust is winning. It's not overdone. It's not dry. Nice and creamy. It's not too sweet. Mission accomplished. I saved the bread. I was able to repurpose it, so I didn't waste. And I did something good. And I think everybody's gonna enjoy it. So until the next time, here's the cooking in Brooklyn, and now here's the baking in Brooklyn. Who knew? Bread pudding. Thanks for watching.